Welcome to episode 1 of our tutorial series, and where we will demonstrate how to develop your apps with Overledger integrations. In this episode, we will be showcasing how easy it is to deploy smart contracts and interact with them using the Make integration.
Today we're going to demonstrate how you can create an NFT minting API using Zapier and Overledger. So as part of an NFT, you need an image and some metadata. So let's have a look at where we store that. So we're using Amazon's S3 to store our images and metadata, but you can use any online storage you wish. Let's have a look at the metadata for NFT number 2. NFT number 2 doesn't exist yet, but we have the metadata available so that we know it potentially could exist. Let's open this and you'll see it's a bit of JSON, which is a description for the NFT, a link to the actual image, and a name. And if we go back to the images folder, you'll see we have a 2.png, which we saw existed in the metadata. When we deployed our NFT contract, we decide what the base URL of that contract is going to be. And we chose the base URL of our S3 Amazon storage bucket, being nft democal.s3.amazon.aws. And whenever we query what the URI of a token will be, it'll take that base plus the token number. So query token 1, this is the actual metadata for that token. You can open that in the browser and it will tell anyone that wants to know details about that NFT and the image location, and they can display that image if they wish. This is what websites like OpenSea use to display NFT data. So we look at how we deal with this. So we start off with a webhook in Zapier, which gives us a URL. We can send data to this URL. In our case, we're going to take that URL and we're going to send a token ID to it. So token ID is equal to 2. It's going to tell our API that we want to mint token ID 2. We then use the Overledger module, prepare smart contract transaction. So we pass in that we're using the sandbox environment. We're using testnets for this. The Ethereum technology, we're going to use the Sepolia testnet. I want to sign the transaction with this address, which is stored in Overledger. The smart contract for my NFT. I'm going to call the mint function. The mint function takes 3 arguments: the owner of the token ID that you want to mint. This is an example, but it will be taken from the webhook. And 0x, meaning I don't want to send any additional metadata to the mint function, so it's just empty. This is a bytes, so 0x means nothing. The response from the prepare is some native data. So again, I fill in the key ID of the signer, the request ID, which comes back from the prepare transaction. I want to sign this using the CTA environment. And one of the fields that comes back from the prepare is a native data as string, which contains all the Ethereum data you need to execute a transaction. The signed transaction, once executed, responds with some signed data and a request ID. So the execute action takes those data and will submit it to the blockchain. So let's see that working. So we take our webhook URL, we add in token ID is equal to 2, implying we want to mint token ID 2. We submit that and it says Zapier has successfully received that request. We can then go into the run history and refresh that. So here we've got a successful run. So let's click on this to see some more information. We can have a look at the sign step, which gives us a signed transaction. We can see what was submitted. And then have a look at the data out, which will give us the Ethereum transaction ID, which we can look up on the Sepolia block explorer. And you can see now it's just pending mining. So as you can see here, our token was successfully minted, number 2. If we then query the URI for our token 2 image, we will see the metadata.